Welcome again, everybody. I am Dr. Bollmann, and this is Cooking with Dr. B, and I'm here with my best friend from first grade, Nickie. So we're just happy to give you another experience today. I do integrative medicine and functional medicine here in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's important to me that people learn how to cook good food and have good nutrition. And so therefore we are gonna dive right in. So this cooking show is meant for people who really don't know how to cook. So, and that is why Nickie is here. And I should say that I am not a chef, but I have been cooking since I was very young. With that said, we'll just dive right in. Today we're gonna make a pork chop, and we're going to make a nice green bean and tomato salad. So it sounds daunting if you've never done cooking, but I'm gonna show you how easy it is. So the first thing we need to do, Nickie, if you don't mind, we have some green beans over here, and we will need to, we'll need to cut those. So you want to cut the ends off of these.
Are they already washed?
Already washed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely want to wash your produce. 20 seconds in water is what I do.
That's it? You don't have to use that spray stuff?
No, you don't have to use the spray stuff. It's just all,
water,
yeah.
great. Okay.
So, yep, so the first one, you want me to show you the first one? Okay, just cutting off the ends.
Okay, easy.
And then you can cut it to whatever you think. Now this is gonna go in people's mouths, right? So if you want it to be pretty and elegant, then you'd probably leave them long. But to be honest, that's really annoying for people. And they need to, when they bite something off, they need it to be kind of bite size. And I'm gonna show you something quicker.
Okay.
So that's great, you keep doing what you're doing. And then, but we'll be here all night, so. So we want to make this quick and easy, right? Quick and easy. Okay.
All right.
So what you want to do is like line up the green beans, right?
Okay, do them all
and
at
you don't
once.
need to get them right.
Got that one long guy.
No, go that way.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Okay. Go this way first.
This way?
There you go. And then you just turn them, and then you kind of line them up over there. It's okay. And then you cut those.
Okay, but you're left-handed, so I think.
Oh, sorry. All right. Yeah. You can do it whichever way. Okay.
And then I cut these ways in that.
And then in the meantime, yeah, just like that. And then in the meantime, I have this water boiling. We're gonna steam the green beans. And so you can see this water's kind of ready and the steam's getting ready. You will need to invest in a few things for your kitchen if you wanna have some variety, right? So there's a few things that you'll need to invest in, and it's actually kind of fun once you get started.
Just everywhere, sorry.
That's okay, that's exactly what's supposed to happen in an Italian kitchen, right? So everything's supposed to fly all over the place and make it look like we did something.
Yes.
All
Where
right.
are these going to go, the extras? Am I putting them back in here, or are they going over there?
They'll go in here, yeah.
Okay.
So they'll go in there. They'll go right into the, so if you don't actually have a steamer, so at home I have a steamer oven, but if you don't actually have a steamer, you can just get one of these little guys here, and we're gonna kind of do this double boil action thing. Okay, in the meantime, I am going to cut the onion because we're gonna make a tomato green bean onion salad. So I'm cutting the onion first instead of the meat, because the meat, you really don't wanna cut raw meat and then cut something after the raw meat unless you wash the knife. So this way, you can see this onion's already cut this way. I've left these ends on because then you don't cry. And it's actually a little bit better for your eyes. You don't tear up as much if you leave these ends on here. So we're just gonna do really thin slices, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And I don't know, depends how much onion you like or use, but they'll just kind of look pretty, and then you want to get the skin off if we have any skin. Like this one looks like it had a little skin on it. And then maybe one more cut here. You don't want to overpower any salad with onion. You really just want people to have the flavor of the onion when they are taking a bite of the other things. So I'm actually just gonna put this right here because we said it's a simple salad, so we're just gonna throw it right in there. So that's step number one. How are we coming over there?
Almost done.
Okay, almost done. Good. In the meantime, excuse me. I'm gonna cut some celery. And you don't have to put celery in here, I just like it. Celery gives things a crunch, it's great fiber. It's very porous, doesn't get digested easily, so it works as kind of a bottle brush for your gut, actually. So it's really good fiber. Good food and fodder for your healthy gut bacteria. So celery, yeah, nice. And really any vegetable that's full of fiber. Oh, absolutely, those two, same. So these are good because they're just good because you made them.
Oh, okay.
All right, so in they go. You can see the water's boiling.
So you just have water,
and you just set it right there.
Touch this stuff?
You don't want it to. It is a little bit here. You don't want it to touch the stuff. That's a good question because then it's boiling as opposed to steaming. So that's a very good question. You're just full of them. You're just full of the good questions. Okay, so we're just gonna let that go a little bit. And it's really, you can decide how much you want to steam these. So you can make them al dente, which is they still have a little crunch in them when you go to bite in them, or you can make them softer. But the firmer they are, the better they are, the harder to digest they are. And you actually want things that are difficult to digest. If you have no problems with your digestive system, you want something that's harder to digest and takes a little bit more work because it is just in general healthier for the gut. The body was meant to work during digestion. All right, so we've got how many ingredients? Okay, then we'll do the tomatoes. Okay. And the tomatoes, really easy, just to, yep.
Okay, I don't have to cut that little thing out?
Nope.
Okay.
That's good fiber again.
Rinse this off.
Okay. Yep, and what is that? So that was green beans. So you really didn't have to rinse it off, but you could.
Okay.
No, but you could if you want.
Okay, so this way? No, this way.
Yep, just like that.
Just like this?
Yep. Remember to tuck there you go. So that if.
And then am I doing that in half again?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just like that. And then 10 times faster.
Okay.
Do you remember, I'm just kidding. Did you ever see The Heat?
Yes, I love The Heat.
Yeah, with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy.
Where does this go?
That goes right in there.
You start right in there?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And when she takes the grenade out of her refrigerator and Sandra goes to pull it back, she's like, don't touch that. And she's like, do it slower. She's like, 10 times slower than that.
And I need 10 times faster.
You need 10 times faster.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut the parsley.
Okay.
Okay. So parsley, I love parsley. Can I tell you how much I love parsley?
How much do you love
I think it's the Italian in me, but honestly, this is high on oxalates, so you shouldn't have a ton if you have kidney stones.
See,
but
I didn't know you could eat parsley. I thought it was just to put on top of things to make it
right.
I really didn't know you could.
Yeah, no, parsley is really good. It's actually good for your blood pressure. So a lot of, it's great for your blood pressure, parsley is. And I really like the flavor. It just kind of, any fresh herb is going to bring that out. So we can see that our green beans are doing nicely, but they'll be about maybe 5 more minutes. I really like mine a little al dente, but that's kind of off-putting for some. Okay, I'm gonna start on the pork chop.
Okay.
So you just turn the thing on. We're still getting to know our induction cooktop. We're still getting to know how hot it gets. This is actually different from mine at home, so I'm still learning. But I'm gonna put this on about like a medium-high heat. And you can use butter or you can use olive oil. I like olive oil. And if you're not, Nickie's not gonna touch the meat because Nickie is vegetarian and I don't love cooking meat either, but this is kind of a funny thing that I do, but I do like to, when I am cooking the meat, I do like to thank the meat for giving its life and our sustenance. And it sounds kind of silly, but it kind of turns out good when I do that. So I just keep doing that.
Keep doing that.
Yeah, just keep doing that. So a little bit of oil in the pan. Super simple. Okay, now when we go to cook this, this is a really thick piece of meat. So we're actually just gonna cut this in half. And Nickie, if you'd like to cut up the garlic,
Okay.
that'd be great.
Okay, got it.
And then start grating the Parmesan. That'd be great. So here we're just gonna cut this in half because it's gonna take a long time to cook. If I was cooking something that was this big, then I would actually pan fry it on either side and get it brown, and then you can put it in the oven and bake it. And you want an internal temperature of 145 degrees for pork. This is a great tool to have. So I did a lot of cooking without this, and it was just kind of cutting into it and checking and testing. I find that if I just have this meat thermometer around, this is such a great and easy tool because I know when the meat is done and then we don't overcook it. So to cut this in half, you just want to commit, stick your hand right on there so it's firm so that the knife doesn't slide. And then we're just gonna kind of.
I'm glad you said cut it in half. That way, I honestly thought you meant the other way.
For which ones?
Which wouldn't make any sense. For cutting it in half, like from top to bottom, instead of you're doing it like sideways.
Oh, for the tomato?
No, for your piece of meat.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know you were looking over here. I thought you were like, gross. Okay, so then you can see we have kind of 2 pork chops now. And you certainly can buy those. I wash my hands every time after I touch raw meat, as opposed to my grandmother who would just lick her fingers. So, and she didn't die either. And she ate the whole onion and put it away and everything after. Okay. So this is just garlic salt.
Where's the garlic going?
Garlic salt. The garlic is going right in that.
In that thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. So I just did garlic salt, and then I'm just gonna put a little pepper. It's that easy. And I do that.
Before I have to pick it all out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That would be terrible.
Yes, I would. I'm gonna make sure.
So pepper. I like more coarse pepper. This is a bit fine for me, but that's okay. Coarse pepper to me has a better flavor. So now that this is done, we're going to take our pork chop and just kind of feel how hot. This needs to be a little bit hotter. But that's it for the meat. It's just garlic, salt, and pepper. And then I'm just gonna lay that in there.
Do you want me to start grating this?
Yeah, thank you.
Grate it into that?
Yeah, or you can put it, that's kind of wet, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can grate it into that. So what Nickie's holding is actually, this is a zester and a grater. You can go ahead and start. Oh, put it here actually. That's great, yeah.
And just like this?
Yeah,
in
you'll
this
see.
spot?
There's only one way to do it because you'll be like, oh, that way is not working.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go, nice. Try to get it all on the
How
plate.
did your cheese get this shape?
Just grating the heck out of it.
Can I do it here?
It won't work because the rind is hard.
Oh.
So you're doing great. Great, get it? You're doing great.
Nice, good one.
We're here all week, folks. So I'm checking on the green beans now. Yeah, so this is we're gonna use to make the dressing. So that's probably good.
Oh.
But what she has here, this is a great tool because this is a zester and a grater. So you can grate hard cheeses with it, but also you can zest lemons and oranges. And the lemons and oranges are yummy for toppings of things or salad dressings or anything. Okay, what's next? So now you're gonna take the oregano and you're gonna put it in your hand and you're gonna crush it up like that.
Okay.
And just all over there. Yeah, just like that.
It's in the bowl.
Yep, in the bowl, would be great.
All of it? No, all of
That'd be
it.
superb. Sure, all of it. Okay, then I'm just
Smells good.
turning this over. Well, you know what that is.
Oregano?
Meat. Oh. Oh, the oregano smells good, yeah. Okay. I thought you were saying the meat smells good. I was like,
No,
okay.
it smells good. What? It smells good too.
Okay, so you can see we turned it a little brown, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because it's really not cooked on the inside yet. So I really wanna put this a little bit lower because it's gonna get too brown on the other side. Okay, I touched this again, so wash my hands again. And then let's check our green beans.
It's lovely.
So the other thing you can do to steam the meat a little bit is that.
Oh.
So, and that kind of helps cook the inside a little bit better. So I use that for the pork, but
Okay.
do you want to try one?
Sure.
Don't burn
Bring it
yourself.
down.
Oh.
Keep going. Perfect.
You like that? I like
Yeah,
that
it's
too. That's
perfect.
very al
I think
dente.
it's perfect.
Mm-hmm. So however
Well done.
long that was, I don't know,
8 minutes.
8 minutes,
I
something like that.
understand.
So
Is that going in here?
that, yeah, so IRL, in real life, this goes in the refrigerator. So this is actually meant to be a cold green bean salad, but
Waiting for that?
we will put that in
We do.
and we'll make the, I'll just actually turn this off. I'm just gonna have you hold that for the next,
Okay. You got
because
it.
you don't know where you're going.
All that oregano.
And then what we do is you put these in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes while you're doing all the other stuff.
We could do that.
Well, let's do that then.
Okay.
We'll see you in 10 minutes.
All right.
Now you can do one of two things. You can make like what we did with the garlic and salt and pepper and the cheese and oregano. You can make that together with the olive oil and vinegar into a vinaigrette, like you know, and before you put it on and toss it.
Okay.
Or
Let's do that.
you can just do that.
So I'm going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. And it's really to taste.
Is that good? More?
I think that's good.
Okay.
I like a lot of pepper, but I think for you,
Okay. Spicy.
I might be the only one eating this.
Spicy.
Right, spicy. Shouldn't like spicy.
I'm like this.
Okay. And then if you want to, you can put the salt in there.
Good?
I like a little more salt. Do you?
Is that bad for you?
Good question. About 15% of people who have high blood pressure are salt sensitive. So we actually need salt.
Okay.
But if you have high blood pressure and you salt your food and you notice that your blood pressure is going high, it's probably due to the salt. So you have to be careful.
So less salt if you have high blood pressure.
That's right.
Otherwise,
Yeah, there's a lot of other, there's
Is salt
potassium
good for you?
salts
like
are good.
In the summer when you're dehydrated?
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of especially now that they're talking about, you see I turned the meat again so it didn't get too brown on that one side. So now what I'm gonna do, I can still feel, you can kind of feel it's rubbery and not cooking, mushy and not cooking inside, but it's cooking a lot on the outside. So I'm gonna turn it down. And again, we're just still learning this induction cooktop. And I am gonna cover it more so that the heat stays trapped in it. Okay, we were talking about something.
Salt.
Salt.
Yes. I was saying in the summer, is it good for you to have salt?
Yes,
Right? Okay.
yes. So electrolytes are great. Yes, especially.
And do you get that straight from salt, or is there something else?
Well, there are a lot of different electrolyte formulations, and like there's pre-made ones, and then
Like
there's
that
ones
Liquid
that
IV?
package.
Do you like the
Liquid
Liquid
IV is terrible for you. Sorry, Liquid IV.
Sorry.
It's too
didn't
much
know that.
sugar.
Too
Yeah,
much
I like
sugar.
LMNT. LMNT has really good flavors, and
Is it like
it's
the initials LM?
LMNT. It's actually called
LMNT?
Element.
Oh, element.
But it's right, but you're right. It's
LMNT.
initials LMNT.
Okay.
It has really good flavors, and it has a lot of salt in it. So usually people that I know, we all just take half the packet because it's
Gotcha.
like very, so.
Okay.
That one, and then there's a lot of other good electrolyte solutions, but you
Arizona.
just have to be careful. Being in Arizona for
And
sure.
outside all
And
the
you
time.
definitely have to watch, if you do have high blood pressure, how many
Even like the
electrolytes you
LMNT
have. Right,
and that
yeah.
kind of
So that's
stuff, you
high
still
salt
have to-
there,
that's
yeah.
high salt, okay.
But the liquid IV just has too much sugar. You have to be careful because we have so much sugar in all of our food. In
food
fact,
and
we didn't have sugar, but if you, and again, this is a low carb meal, so we're looking at things that help decrease your insulin spike when you eat. So, but we don't have sugar, but if we did have sugar, you could add, in that case, you wouldn't want to add that straight into the pot. You would want to make your vinaigrette first. So
If the sugar
if
makes
we
that
had
difference.
sugar, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I would probably put in about like a half teaspoon of sugar for the whole vinaigrette,
Just a
but
tiny
just to
bit.
take, yeah, just
Okay.
to take the sting of the red vinegar off, because a lot of people don't like that really vinegary.
Have red vinegar? Are we putting red vinegar?
Right in front of
That's
me.
going on the salad.
That's going in the salad.
Okay,
Mhm.
it says what? Wine.
Oh, red wine vinegar.
Oh.
Yeah. See the vinegar?
Okay, yeah, no, I don't have a glass. That's
Oh, you know, okay. I know. Wouldn't that be funny? Like, we're both blind, by the way, we can't see anything. This is all,
ketchup.
we're just going by, right, we're just going by pure grit. Yeah. So I'm putting this in, I'm gonna check. Okay. And we notice we're at 137. Oh,
9,
it's going up.
41,
Look at that.
2, 3, 4. Well, how do you know it's not just coming hot from the pan?
Oh,
that
good
you're-
question. See, I didn't go all the way through.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So you have to, when you're checking meat, that's a great point. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did
That's
you-
because I don't know how to cook. So
Oh,
these are all
well,
questions
no, you
that
don't
I-
know how to cook meat. Then that's
That
okay.
is true, too.
So this one is done. But you're right. If you're going all the way down to the pan, then you're gonna,
Like it's
you
at
may get an
250.
inappropriate, right. And I wanna check several places because it may, here I'm checking very superficially. This one is not quite done yet actually because it's taking its time to get up there,
And it should
actually.
go right to that number.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
So this one actually, that one is done, I think. But this one was a little thinner cut, so I would take this one off first and I'll give that a couple more minutes because it's really thinking about getting up to 145,
Okay.
not just being up at
Oh,
145.
145?
Yes.
Is that what it has to be?
Mhm.
Okay, 145.
Right.
I already said that. Sorry.
So, okay.
Okay.
So this one I'll take off.
Okay.
And so super simple. We just cooked a pork chop. And then we're gonna have our salad over here. Yeah, that's right. This one's for Kirk. Okay, now you can take that and you can
Okay.
put that in the salad.
Okay. Put this in the salad.
Mhm.
Just sprinkle it on top of the salad.
Yep, because we're gonna be mixing it all together. And, oh, and it's been 10 minutes. Look how cold our green beans got so cold. You wanna taste one? Oh, I made a basket.
Good job.
Pretend they're cold.
Okay. I
Okay.
was gonna say, were you seriously thinking they're cold? They're cold to me.
No, I
So, okay.
Either we're having a stroke
Yes,
or
okay.
we didn't put them in long enough. Okay, so
They're less
just dump
hot.
those in
Just
there.
dump these in. Okay.
Mhm. And
What a beautiful salad.
don't forget your other pork chop. Mhm. I still think it's not quite ready.
So let's wait on that.
I can just, it's a more of a feel, you know, but you can see how long it took to get up there. And you definitely don't want to undercook pork or
I know,
chicken.
right? Can't you get like
Yes,
brain worm or something, or
neurocysticercosis and all sorts of things.
all kinds of things? Cook that thing.
Yeah, so we'll cook that thing. All right, so then olive oil. I have a lemon olive oil here. And you can use you can use that, or you can just use regular EVU, which is extra virgin olive oil.
Okay,
Ebu.
this is probably very important not to get this too much in here. So do you want me to do it?
I trust you.
Okay.
I've known you
Am I
a
pouring it?
long
I know,
time.
which should be why you shouldn't trust me, but should I? Why
Yep,
should I monitor
just
it?
drizzle. You know how they say drizzle? Okay, this one's done. A little bit more, yeah, or a lot of it more actually. We're gonna be here a month of Sundays.
I'm
Put more on.
sorry, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Okay,
goodness.
there you go.
Okay.
That was, are you doing all right? I know that was a lot for you.
That's a lot. Okay, now wine.
Yep, this is vinegar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Vinegar.
red wine vinegar.
Anyways, so put this on now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to help me out?
Yeah, just make it happen. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. You really can't go wrong. If you put too much vinegar on, you can honestly add more oil.
Is that good?
And if it's way too vinegary, like a touch of sugar honestly will be helpful. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
And honestly, you take these little guys.
Okay.
And
Those
I'll
weren't
put
the
that
ones you
on.
were using on the puppy.
No, you're right. Good point. Another good point.
Not
You're full of good
pork chop
points.
ones.
This is separate. The meat thing is separate.
I'm supposed to be mixing this, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and then you just mix it all together because guess what? Dinner's done.
Dinner's done. Wow,
I think the
really?
hardest part might be getting that on.
That is incredible.
That was it.
That was so fast.
Yeah. So then if you wanted to do like the fancy shows do and you want to plate it, just stick some on there.
Keep it in the bowl.
So,
Right there next to it.
yep.
Try to get a little bit.
And then honestly, the vinegar and oil will help. Just the flavors of the salad, the many flavors of the salad helps bring out the flavor of the meat as well. And if you're a vegetarian, then you don't have to you can just eat the salad, right? So what could you do for protein for that? You could, I think you would add some garbanzo beans, some chickpeas to that.
To the salad.
Mhm.
Okay.
You could add chickpeas to that for protein.
Okay.
You could even add a little quinoa, so cook some quinoa.
Okay, we should do that one time because I don't know how to do that.
Oh, we definitely have I have
really?
great quinoa salads,
Okay,
yes.
quinoa.
So you could add that for protein, or you
Okay.
could add a few nuts. So
Okay.
walnuts would be good in there.
That would be so
Pecans
good.
would be good in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And then you're done. That's it.
Done.
You just made dinner. Yes. Okay. Well, Nickie, as always, it was a pleasure. And thanks for joining us today and watching our craziness. And we hope that we see you next time.
Eat healthy.